Weapon time! Gold Ranger power!
Hey there everyone, No DMAA here coming at you with Power Ranger tech profile with Uncle Sanguine here. He'll be talking about Power Ranger Zeo Gold Ranger. He'll be talking about both of them. We got Jason and we got Trey. So Trey is the original Gold Ranger from Power Ranger Zeo. He's the original holder. The God Ranger basically came and helped save the day, and then he realized he was dying for some reason, and then had to transfer his powers over to Jason because they chose Jason for some... Oh yeah, because Billy could not take on the powers of the Gold Ranger because he originally was going to be, but then his aging thing or whatever didn't work out for it, so they had to find Jason. And then when they found him, Jason inherited the Gold Ranger powers until it started killing him, and then he had to transfer it back to Trey. And then Trey is now officially the Gold Ranger, like, canonically. Yeah, and then he plays very well in Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. I play personally only Trey, but I have not played Jason. But Uncle Sanguine has played both, and he will be discussing with us the differences, like, between how they work and overall how the Gold Ranger plays since they share the same deck. Yeah, so take it away, my friend.
Yeah, so you got both Rangers. I played both of them. I don't exactly remember which episodes they were.
Right.
I think I started with Trey for the first time, and then I went to Jason after that one.
Yeah,
I think they're both fine. They both do really cool stuff. It's because of the same deck. They do play a little bit differently, just because of their own abilities. Mm-hmm. But they deal with their, like, Zeo Gold symbols, mm-hmm. which are kind of neat. They're kind of in a similar way of the Black Star ones that you'd have from other Zeo Rangers, but, like, he doesn't benefit from any of those, which is kind of sad. It would be kind of cool if they worked like a Black Star one, because they would work with them.
Yeah.
But they don't, but that's fine. Yeah, not sure about,
Right.
design, who knows. But Jason, he has Heart of Gold. Each time you play a card, and in addition to using its normal effect, of like your attack or reaction, whatever it is, you can reveal a card from your hand to resolve also its Zeo Gold symbol. I think that's probably what we would call it. Yep. And if you do, you place that card on the bottom of your deck and you draw a card, it gives you a good way to like cycle through cards and your circumstances. Like, hey, I need more support or more offense, which would be really cool for like cycling through, especially like if I don't really need the attacks, or I would need more shield. Or also really cool because you can put your shield stuff, your better shield stuff, on the bottom if you don't have use for it now for like shield guarding later on, which is kind of cool. Right. And then after that, you have Trey. Trey has the power of Zephoria. Triforia. Yep. Each time you play a card, in addition to its normal effect, you can reveal or resolve the Zeo Gold symbol ability to that card, and you may spend 1 energy to resolve that a second time. I think Trey's more aggressive, and I think Jason's more kind of that mid-range style. He gives you a lot of, like, I would put it, like, versatility. Even though you both share the same deck, I think doubling up on your abilities are really neat, and a lot of your abilities are pretty good for the Zeo Gold symbol. So I think if you want to play like an aggressive deck, I'd go with Trey. If you want to be more support, I'd probably go with Jason. I think it's a little bit easier. Both are solid. Both are great either way. If you support players are also really strong in Rangers, and aggressive players, you always kind of want somebody super aggressive on your team. But he's really good to pair with like a lot of people, just for the benefits. And then you have their Zord, Pyramidas. Pyramidas?
I think it's Pyramidas. I think so.
It gets to exhaust this card from any ranger reveals. Exhaust this card when any ranger reveals a card for defense. You can add a defense to that dice, gain energy, and deal a damage.
Right.
It's pretty good. It's just generic. You can like use it for the support like you would Jason. I think it works better for Jason because it just does a lot of all-around stuff. It's still not terrible even when you're just using it for Trey. It still is fine. It gives you an extra energy. It pings something for something, and you might be able to save somebody for defense.
Right.
So that you don't lose an extra good card.
Yeah.
But I think it's better for Jason just because it's better for his versatility.
Yes.
So we'll go down the deck. We'll go with Inspiring Presence. His maneuver, 1 shield, costs nothing. After you play this card, another ranger of your choice may immediately play a card, and then for the gold symbol, you get to just gain energy. Pretty cool. It works well because with Trey, it costs nothing, so you can pay an energy to resolve the ability a second time, which doesn't really do anything.
Right.
But for Jason, it's cool because whenever you play a card like this one, and just in this normal effect, you can reveal a different one from your hand, and it's got an extra energy.
Right.
And then put one on the bottom and draw a card, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
I think, but Trey works better with like some of your your more aggressive ones. They just work a little bit better.
Right, right.
You have Lightning Rod, which costs 1, 2 shield. It does 2 dice plus 1, and the Zeal Gold is deal damage to an enemy card of your choice, which is good for the second. You can roll 2 dice, deal 1, and then deal 1 to something else. You could kill multiple things, which is kind of cool. Whereas like activating the ability to ping something is kind of cool out of order, because you can always use this for a maneuver to get an extra, somebody else to play a card and then also ping something else. So you can still do something else if you're using Jason.
Yeah.
Armor Blow.
Okay.
I like Armor Blow. It's 0 cost, 2 shield, 2 dice attack, very generic. The gold symbol is a ranger of your choice may draw a card, and then they can choose one of the cards to from their hand and put on top of their deck.
Yeah.
So it's good for them to like put a 3 shield on top of their deck.
Right.
Especially if you have him, you could use this to help multiple players put multiple stuff on top of their deck, which is good.
Right.
If reverse him, you get to double the effect, which is also fine. Just I think providing support and differences.
Yeah.
You have Golden Guard. It's your 3 shield effect. Cost 0. It's a reaction. Play this card when an enemy ranger takes damage. They can reduce it by 2, and then the shield is to move 1 hit token from an enemy card of your choice to another one. This also works well with the Gold Star ability or the Black Star abilities of the other Zeo ones, because I remember I want to say green.
Yeah.
Cared about hit tokens.
Yeah, green. Yep, that was green.
And that's cool. I also just wish these worked a little bit better with those.
Right.
But they don't. And he doesn't have anything else on the deck that cares about hit stuff, so that really doesn't do much unless you're playing like in a Zeo run.
Yeah.
Still fine, all the Zeo ranges are cool. I believe I played green at one time.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's the only one in that team that does care about hit tokens. I want to say another one did, but I can't quite remember.
I don't think so. I know Rocky cared about energy tokens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that was blue.
Yeah, it was blue.
Yep, he was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Then you have the 2 signature cards, like any deck does.
Yep.
You have Gold Rush, which is a sweet card. It's 1 cost, 1 shield, 3 dice attack. Gold symbol is a ranger of your choice may choose 1 card from the discard pile and shuffle it back on their deck, which is good to pay an energy to give them multiple shuffles, or to use this on this effect and then shuffle this away, or put this on the bottom of your deck to draw a different card, which is still cool.
Right.
And then the Golden Power Staff, the big boy hit.
So good.
3 dice. It's a 3 cost, 3 shield with a 6 dice attack, and you can resolve the Gold Star ability of any card in your discard pile. And it's cool because you could reduce the cost of, like you can reduce the cost of this to 2 effectively if you use it on Inspiring Presence to gain your energy, or you can really hit something really hard and then ping something else that's low on health to take out a multiple thing. The hit one doesn't do anything. It just doesn't for him.
Right.
But it will if you're playing with a Zeo. And then Armor Blow is cool because you can put the you can draw a card and then put a card from your hand on top of your deck and kind of recycle a card for another go around it.
Oh yeah.
And then for this one, you can just have somebody else put a card from their discard pile back around their stuff,
Right.
or you. I mean, it's a ranger of your choice. But he also leans more into the support. But the Golden Power Staff does a lot of damage. Hopefully, on average, you're probably going to do. I mean, hopefully at least like 4 damage with it. Just because of how the dice are set up, you would probably do at least 4, and then you could chip another 1 with Lightning Rod, or make it cost 2, because a lot of signature abilities cost 3 for a lot of rangers. So having your signature move cost 2, and then being able to recycle it is pretty useful.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you can Golden Power Staff, and then like make it cost 1 less, and then be able to play your Gold Rush effect the next turn to get back your Golden Power Staff to use the next turn, which is pretty good for a big dice attack like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think too often you would ever whiff that much.
Right.
And score 0 on 6 dice, which is you could. It is mathematically possible, but it is not probable.
Right. No.
So,
yeah. Like that could happen. Oh man.
But yeah, I think he's solid. He's if you want to be more aggressive, I go with Trey. If you want to be more versatile, I go with Jason. Just because of the support that he gives you is nice.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure. Which one's your personal favorite?
It kind of depends on the composition of the other Rangers.
Right.
Like I don't mind playing support a lot of the time.
Right.
If the other Rangers can like be the aggressive like slack.
Right.
That they could. If there isn't like big heavy hitters, then go with Trey because like being able to double the effects of stuff is pretty strong.
Right.
I think the strongest like effect that you could double is probably either the armored blow or the gold rush. Being that letting them draw cards and put stuff back on top is pretty good, or just being able to shuffle cards back in, which saves you on life.
Yeah. I
think copying effect wise don't copy your Inspiring Presence. Don't copy the Golden Guard if you're not like playing with other hit token enablers. And this one doesn't have really one to copy really, so you're really only copying your Armor Blow, Lightning Rods, and Gold Rush when it comes to the Power of Triforia.
Yes.
That's fine, because I think they're all fine. Like being able to jab stuff for one that's weak, or shuffle stuff back in is really cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice.
Right.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's definitely. Eventually we'll do a tier list eventually once we get through all of them.
Yeah.
I think he'll sit pretty fair. I think if I have like either one, I mean, because it's so dependent.
Right.
If I had to put like a grade myself on how they did, if I recall, I would put like Trey at like mid upper B.
Yeah.
And then I would put like Jason at probably like mid to low B. I think sometimes being aggressive is good, especially if your board gets kind of like clogged up. You will want to start getting more aggressive, shooting like two things and then hitting something else and pinging something else, or just to help your other rangers do more stuff.
Yeah.
And then copying it to make stuff cost cheaper is cool. I mean, copying doesn't do as much, but I think letting them do more stuff. And then if you were to like use this ability, you can make it cost less. Or if you were using this ability, you can put this back on into your deck, so you can give the ability to let other rangers do more stuff to try to get that board presence down, which is good. So I'd say they're both solid Bs.
Right.
Very fair. I mean, kind of dependent.
Oh yeah.
Like any ranger is, but if you are rocking with hit tokens, I think Gold Guard is better, and it puts it more into that like mid to high B if you play with the hits that your whole deck kind of does.
Yeah.
It does something the whole deck does.
Right. Yeah, I think overall he works well with the other Zeo Rangers too. Like pretty good. Like I remember Zeo Pink was doing some good stuff with him.
Yeah, the Zeo Pink did
like top decking stuff.
Yeah, like the telepathy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. And Rocky had a lot of energy growth, which is cool, and you don't gotta worry if you have somebody on your team who can store a lot of energy, then using these golden power staffs are good. A lot of the deck doesn't cost very much. I mean, you have 6 of your cards are, 0. Right. 3 of your other cards are 1 and 1 3. So you don't have any 2s, so you're kind of cost effective, which is nice.
Oh wow.
You only got to worry about, spending a lot on one card.
Oh yeah.
That could be reduced.
Oh yeah.
To fit your 2, but the deck's mostly zeros.
Yeah.
Armor Blow's fair at 0. Even paying the 1 for the lightning rods and the gold rush are good.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's what makes them pretty versatile, I think, with overall teams. You don't have to go thematic, but he just works well with most rangers, I think.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. I have to look at other rangers decks to see what is a good spread for their actual cost, because I don't think there's any decks that I've seen that have a high cost. There's always your 0s and your 1s and all that, but I always try to lay it out where your values are going to be, and 3 sitting here because you're 2 slot.
I think every deck only has 1-3.
Yeah, which would be. And I have seen some decks that were mostly 0s.
Right.
And they had a couple that were 1 and 1 that was 3. So this might be a pretty normal spread for a Ranger deck. Or I could be wrong. I haven't got a chance to look at a ton of them.
Right. Just from what I've seen, I know every deck I've seen has at least 1-3, and then
their signature move.
Yeah.
And I mean, most decks usually have 2 signature moves, I think.
Yeah.
Their main aggressive signature move, and then for Gold Rush, another good signature move.
So the other one copy of. Yeah.
I mean, if you can imagine, if I could, I would play the deck if you had the way to make your deck however you'd like to make your deck in a sense.
Right.
I would probably play 2 of these. That'd be pretty crazy. And honestly, I would probably in a way cut these for more gold rushes. That if
Right.
that was ever a life that you could do in this game,
Yeah.
that would be really cool.
Oh yeah.
Like playing a deck that's mostly
Yeah.
you know like gold rushes and like armor blows and gold. That would be so cool.
Right. Like if like those Tommy decks, you know, I have extra Tommy decks. You
Yeah.
know, like if we could like brew it up.
Mash a deck
Yeah.
together. Oh,
Like, have more copies of this and stuff. Like that'd be interesting because there's technically no rules against that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have like two people on a team that were very like energy heavy, and like a lot of your deck could just be, you could have somebody who's just slamming golden power staff on people
Right.
like every single like turn.
Yeah.
It'd be really
Yeah.
strong. I mean, probably too strong, but
Right. As long as the deck is 20 shield total, that doesn't break any rules. That's all. By the way, fans, every ranger deck is 20 shield. So
Yep.
as long as we follow that rule, we're golden. There's no rule about certain copies or nothing because most of the time you're not able to customize. But we're able to customize soon with the final expansion coming out. So like it's just future brewing. You know, we wanted to make techs for this for rangers and stuff. You know.
yeah. I like doing.
But
doing deck
as a deck by itself, you know, pretty solid. Goodness. All right, but thank you all so much for watching. This was a pretty solid deck profile. Yeah, thank you, Uncle Sanguine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, may the power protect y'all. All right, we'll see y'all next time. All right, peace out.